Again, if you do this today, it will void your warranty. What's going on, you guys? My name is Cisco, and today we are going to be continuing our custom build series. Last episode, I did the inner barrel and bucking swap, and today we are going to be changing out the rail system and the outer barrel. If you bought a new M4 and are planning to do this installation, don't. You're gonna void your warranty. But if you have an older airsoft gun or you don't care, you're going to need an AR wrench. This tool is a necessity when building out any M4. It comes in handy more often than not. Airsoft JI has them available. Cheapest one I think is like $9 from Lancer Tactical, but I do recommend getting a heavier duty one, a better quality one from NC Star or Aim Sports. Those are going to cost you between 20 to 30 bucks. All right, so we're going to be changing out the clamshell handguard for one of my favorites, the PTS wedge lock handguard. This is M-Lock. It's very sleek, very nice, one of my favorites. Very lightweight. This also comes with the mock gas system, so the gas block and tube. Paired with that, we are going to be using the D-Boys 14.5-inch outer barrel. This is aluminum, I believe, and then we have a Lancer Tactical mock suppressor just to throw at the end to make it a little je ne sais quoi, as they say. Before we do the rail and barrel swap, we're going to need to remove the hop-up unit barrel assembly. To learn how to do this, check out our previous video so you can easily remove this and you don't mess it up when installing the new parts. So first off, we are going to need to remove the handguard from this gun. And this uses a delta ring system. Basically, it is a spring-loaded locking nut for the handguard. All you have to do is pull down and slide it off. Now, this will depend or vary on your gun. From here, it exposes the entire barrel assembly. You see the mock gas system is attached to the triangle handguard and is going all the way through, if you can see from the top right here. So you are unable to unscrew the delta ring without removing the triangle handguard. Now keep in mind, this assembly is different depending on the gun. On G&G guns, it doesn't use this type of assembly where the triangle post is removable. So keep that in mind when you are doing this modification. So what I'm going to need is a punch and a mallet to knock the posts out of the triangle sight, to slide it forward to expose the barrel nut for me to remove. Do that right now. All right, and then from here, should be able to pop these pins out with ease. If it is a little stuck or stubborn, some pliers will help you remove that very easily. Easy. And from here, you should be able to slide your triangle post forward. Then removing it from the delta ring, allowing you to remove it. So this is where the AR wrench comes in handy. So on the main wrench side, you will see the grooves are in perfect match with the delta ring inside. You can't just spin this ring because this is not directly attached to the barrel. This is being held in place by a spring that holds the handguard in place. So what you're gonna wanna do is just line this up, put it in place, and then unscrew. So from here, if you do get enough leverage, you will be able to remove that with ease. And this is why it is important that you remove your inner barrel, because at this moment the outer barrel is loose. See, that came right out. And the way that I did that, I would have bent the outer barrel, or I would have broken, or the inner barrel, or I would have broken the hop-up unit. So you want to be very careful with this. First thing we're going to be doing is installing the outer barrel. There is a proper way to install this. This channel right here needs to align with the top of the upper receiver. The reason for that is the way the hop-up unit is designed, it slides in perfectly like that. There are these two notches here that line up with the notches in the outer barrel, and that is how it needs to be properly lined. So envisioning it, it would sit just like this. So Once you know the orientation of the barrel, it's actually very easy. You just slide it in. Done. Now we need to install the rail system. Now most modernized rail systems use a free float design, meaning that it doesn't use the traditional triangle, post, and delta ring to kind of just sandwich the handguard or rail system onto it. It doesn't make physical contact with the barrel. This will help improve accuracy and stuff. This is good for when it was used, but times have changed. Technology has upgraded. So nowadays, you have the barrel nut that goes over the barrel and secures to the upper receiver, and then this slides, the rail system slides over the barrel nut, and depending on the rail system, will depend on how it actually secures to the barrel nut. Most of them will have some type of set screw design that just screws directly into the barrel nut or clamps over it. The wedge rail uses this wedge system to add friction to the rail to secure it in place. All right, now time to install the barrel nut onto the upper receiver. So what you're going to do is slide the barrel nut over the barrel, and then you're going to start screwing it in place. This is clockwise threading, so all you need to do is tighten that down. This should be good enough, but if you want to make sure that it does not come unscrewed, you're going to want to use your AR wrench to secure it. This one will not accept this style because of the design, but whatever. I'm going to use this nut, a little bit of torque. You don't need too much. It will be secured enough the way it is. Now, traditionally, the gas block and tube do absolutely nothing for the airsoft gun, but it looks cool, so I'm doing it. Now, normally you're going to slide this over the outer barrel, and then there is a hole in the upper receiver that will line up with that gas block, and then it's supposed to slide in. You don't want it going too far in, but normally it lines up that way. But because PTS is special, they have a bolt that blocks off the gas block, so it will stop right about here when it is installed. So this will need to be installed last. Now it is time to install the rail system. So as I said before, you are going to need this wedge locking system, and there is a post here that lines up with the bottom of the rail. You can see the hole right there. So we're just going to slide that into place, and then this just slides over the barrel and over nice and tight, just like that. Now before securing this down, you're going to want to line up the upper receiver with the rail system. So I'm going to need to remove the handguard and make sure that the top rail is perfectly aligned. See that there is no deviation there. Looks good. So from here, we're going to tighten the set screws down to hold it in place, and then I'll be able to use the wedge system to secure it onto the upper receiver. Now, you don't want to over torque this. It can dent the barrel nut, but not too big of an issue. And from here, we just need to tighten down the wedge. All right, now it is locked into place, and this rail system isn't going anywhere. Now, for most rail systems, it's actually a lot easier than the wedge system. There are typically screw holes that go through the rail system into the barrel nut. All you have to really do is align the rail system to the screw holes and then tighten it down, and then it is secure. Now we are going to install the gas system here, gas assembly. So we're just going to slide this over. Now, because we are installing it after we install the rail system, it is going to be slightly difficult to align. So what you're going to want to do is look down the barrel. Now guys, don't normally do this, but we've cleared this gun. There's no barrel assembly, hop-up assembly, so you can't shoot your eye out. But other than this, don't do that. Now from here, all we need to do is make sure it is aligned properly. Take your your screwdriver or your Allen screw or Allen wrench, and then you're just gonna tighten it down. This will also allow you to angle the gas block so it is perfectly straight, because if it's crooked and people see that it's crooked, you lose all your clout. Once you tighten it down, it sits in there perfectly. It's not gonna go anywhere, and it just adds a little bit of accent to that gun that just je ne sais quoi. Now that we have the rail and barrel assemblies already installed, last thing to do is install our suppressor. Well guys, it looks like the suppressor we chose was slightly too large to fit inside the rail system. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. Most companies don't give the specifications of size to the suppressors or the inner diameter of the rail system, so it is a little bit of a gamble. But I do have a backup. We're going to be installing the PTS Battle Comp on here. Very nice. So literally all you have to do is slide this puppy on and thread it in place. Before you do that, make sure that you unscrew the set screw here. That way you don't bust your threads up. But PTS does come with a crush washer out of the box. This will help align and space the barrel or the flash hider properly. So we're just gonna slide this on first. This one does have a angular pattern there, so this side will be facing outward of the barrel. Slide that bad boy on, jiggle it into place, perfect. Now we can slide this in. And you're gonna wanna make sure you set it all the way down to the bottom. And as you can see, it is not properly aligned. This flat side should be facing right here, downward of the rail system. And that's what the set screw is there for. So we're just going to go ahead and tighten that down. Make sure it is properly centered. I'm going to be using the rail system as a reference because it is perfectly aligned. And then you're just gonna wanna do it finger tight. You don't wanna torque that down because again, you can mess up the screws or the threads on the barrel. And perfect, look at that. Nice little bit of recessed design right there, but the ports of the flash hider stick out perfectly for the rail system. So in theory, if this was a real firearm, gas wouldn't be going into the rail system, heating it up. Again, guys, if you want to do more of a recessed look, it's kind of a gamble because again, the sizes aren't really specified for mock suppressors and the inner diameter of the rail system. So take that for what it is. All right, guys, we have completed our outer barrel and rail installation. Look how much nicer the gun looks. It's more modernized, it's very sleek in design, it feels great. It's weight is about the same, but most importantly, you got rid of your old triangle post setup. This right here is one of the most difficult pain in the ass assemblies to remove because you had to do all the extra steps of removing the pins and stuff. Guys, get yourself an AR wrench. This comes in handy more times than it doesn't. Like a bike helmet. Like, you're not gonna use it all the time, but when you need it, when you use it, oh, it saves your ass. Even Boaz has one, and his is brand new. He doesn't build guns. How many times do you use that, Boaz?
Twice?
See that? Twice. It came in handy twice. Me, I build guns all the time, so mine's pretty beat up, but I got my money's worth out of this. Yeah. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Subscribe for our next episode. We're going to be teaching you how to remove your buffer tube and your stock. Yes, your stock. Do you know how many emails, DMs, calls that we get on how to remove your stock? Stay tuned. Subscribe for more content. Give us a thumbs up. Support us. Shop at Airsoft GI. We'll see you guys later.